You know, folks, a week from now will be the busiest, if not one of the busiest travel days of the year. A week from now is Thanksgiving Eve, Wednesday, the 25th. And speaking of Thanksgiving, a lot of people have always been asking the question, should a lot of retailers, stores, if you will, major, minor, should they shut down for Thanksgiving? And a majority of those that work in these stores and those that shop at these stores and those that, you know, are of the media, if you will, some, if not a majority of people, do agree that they all should shut down. But as we know, in the past 5, 6, 7 years, if not decade, a lot of stores, especially the major retailers, have stayed open. But it seems that's kind of starting to change. This year, surprisingly, and I don't know if it started a little bit last year, but this year, some major retail some major retail outlets are actually closing down for Thanksgiving. And the list is sort of like a who's who. You have Costco on there, I believe. I think I may have saw JCPenney, I'm not really sure. Macy's, I'm not too sure of, but several major names like Costco, Winco, several others have decided to close down. I think Rinco, I'm not really sure. But I looked on Facebook a few days ago, and it had a list of stores that were shutting down for this year, just for Thanksgiving, just like they do at Christmas. And when I saw this, something went in my mind. That if we have an outlet like Costco, who's basically another version of my job, of my company, except it's more warehouse-like and it's more about the bigger, bigger supply of what you would get. I mean, let's say for example, you got to get a can of dog. You know, you got to get what is it? You got to get TP paper, toilet paper. But your store that you go to all the time only sells the 16-pack. Well, Costco is the kind of place that sells a 24 or 48, basically the kind of pack you would need for a long, long time. And you wouldn't have to spend money on getting anything else. Believe me, I should know. I've been in the Costco's, I've seen it. But here's the thing. When I see an outlet like that close down, and then several others that are the same avenue or in the same category as, let's say, a Best Buy or Toys R Us or whatever, and I see their names on there and stores closing down. And even though they may not be as big and as globally phenomenal or well known as like my job, it almost tells me for a fact that a new cycle is beginning. That because of this year, a chain reaction will occur. And that chain reaction is going to integrate itself from these stores that have decided to shut down for Thanksgiving this year to companies and stores like mine, Target, Toys R Us, Best Buy, you name it. The chain reaction, it's going to be a chain reaction that's going to slowly integrate itself, and within the next year or so, you might see more stores close down. You might see more stores decide, you know what? Enough of this Black Thursday BS. Let's just stick with Black Friday and be done with it. Because we all know in the past that Thanksgiving and Christmas were the 2 days that everybody shut down on. They did. A lot of the major retailers and even grocery outlets would shut down on these days because it's like, look, there's no need to work on these days, we're not doing it. But nowadays it's like, that's not happening. And even Christmas is not safe. There are some people, some companies that are open on Christmas. True, they open later, but they're still open at Christmas. Or they open early and they shut down later, but they're still open on Christmas. It's like, what's the point? You're not going to have that much business. I mean, one can understand, gas stations and all that being open, but the only portion of gas stations that are open nowadays now are the automatic fueling station, are the automatic fuelers. All you do is put your card in, there you go. The market portion of it's probably shut down. But the point is, 2015 could be the start of a chain reaction of a lot of other stores in the near future, major retailers, minor retailers, closing down for the holiday, closing down for Thanksgiving. Because honestly, I was kind of shocked. I mean, you look at something like Costco, and like I said, they may not be as big as my stores, my company that I work for, but at least, they kind of have that same routine. But what's funny about this though, is a subdivision, which is a subdivision, if you will, which is kind of like Costco in a way, a subdivision of my company, which is named after our company's founder and owner, is closing down on Thanksgiving. And that tells me right off the bat that if that outlet, that subdivision of our company closes down on Thanksgiving, next year my company's doing the same thing. I feel it's coming. I think we're at a time frame now. Folks. I think we're at a time frame now, folks, to where people are getting sick and tired of this. That they're basically realizing, and it's probably not just the corporate people or anything like that, but overall, people are realizing, you know what? What's the point? There is no point. We get people want to have these, we get the fact that, it makes us a lot more money, but what's the point? There is no point. I mean, I've already gone out and told my assistant manager who does the scheduling for us, for the front end cashiers, and anybody else working the front end. I told him honestly, I was straight up honest with him. I said, look, I'm not going to probably be here on Thanksgiving. My nephew is here. He just came home from the Navy at the beginning of the month. He's only here for a few more weeks. And then he's going to be off in Tokyo for the next 3 years. My dad is coming in from the Midwest this weekend. I don't know when I'm going to see him, or we're going to see him again after this. So I straight up told my assistant manager, I didn't lie to him. I said, look, I'm going to do this. And true, it sacrifices my holiday pay. True, it sacrifices that one-time 25% off deal. So what? Here's the deal. The 25% off thing, as nice as it is, and believe me, I used it last year. I was actually happy to use it. As nice as that is to have, especially this time of year, you can only use it on certain days, and that's 2 days in a 24-hour period. That's all you can use it for, 24 to 48-hour period. That's all you can use it for. You can't use it at any other time. So what's the deal? Why give it to us if we can't use it at any other time besides those days? It doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? The point is, I told my assistant manager what's going to happen, and even though he is disappointed by it, he's cool with it, because they do let us go online or call up and kind of confirm that we won't be there. But I had assured him of this, though. I had assured him of this. I said, if anything changes, if my family decides to eat early, like let's say 2:30 or 3:30, they decide to start eating, then maybe I might pop in and work. Because at least I'll have Thanksgiving dinner, a Thanksgiving meal with my family, and then I'll be able to pop in and work for you. I'll be able to do that. But that's all depending on what happens. You see, last year I was new, so I kind of understood why I had to be there, and also the fact that nothing like this was going on. Nothing really like this was going on. Now it is. And I know for a fact that at my job, I'm not going to be the only one that's going to miss that day. There's a lot of people there that are going to miss that day. There's a lot of people that are going to miss that day because one, you're always required to have 2 days off, not one. And two, it's Thanksgiving. They're not going to want to have to spend it maybe for 5, 6 hours or whatever. You know, 5, 6 hours or less or whatever, you know, in front of a cash register or putting stuff together for 1 hour deals or whatever. You know, they're not going to want to do that. They're going to want to be at home with their families. I'm going to want to be at home with my family. So to me, so again, I've already told him that. And I've also assured him that if anything happens, anything changes, and my family does decide to eat a little earlier, I might pop in and work. Because it kind of works out. I mean, I see where he's coming from with the whole scheduling of me at that time. But the thing is, sometimes families don't eat till later. Because families don't want to show up till later, if you catch my drift. You know, because they got other families they might want to visit. I have several cousins that have other in-laws they got to visit before they go down to the main. They got in-laws they got to visit before they go to the main area to the others. Okay, how do I speak? My cousins have in-laws that they have to meet up with. They have to go and meet with them before they go to the other house, to the other family home for Thanksgiving. They have to go there. They have to go there. Like I said, they have to go there. Hold on. Like I said, they have to go there. So, you know, people have to understand it. There are some people that just got hired this year that have family in the Bay Area and they want to be with them. Now, true, now I will, and they want to be with them, like I said. There are several people that got hired this year, last year, whatever, they have family also and they want to be with them. My assistant manager said, well, the best thing sometimes to do with these kind of situations is try to plan it early. In other words, try to eat a day early, maybe get together a few days early, get it done with, because you know what the consequences is. Now, if I was in his position, I would understand that, but I'm not. So I, in a sense, have more free reign. Now, I can understand he doesn't want me to constantly do this. I get that, and I'm not. This will be the last time I do this. Next year at Black Friday or Black Thursday, I'll probably be there. If we're open on Thursday. Come on, folks. Come on, get in. Come on. Trying to get my dog in. Sorry about that. But like I said, I'm not trying to miss any days. These are just important dates. And I know, like I said, I'm not going to be the only one in my job that does this. I know for a fact that other stores that do this, just open or open up on Thanksgiving or open at a certain time for Black Thursday evening, I know they're not going to, I know employees there that are probably going to miss out because they don't want to be away from their families. You see, and you see, honestly, next year this won't happen because next year, you know, yeah, my family will probably be here or at my sister's or wherever, but next year, whether or not my store is open at that time, or they finally decide to close, or I have a schedule that has me work in the morning to the afternoon, then fine. So, the point is, there is a chain reaction going on. A chain reaction that's starting this year. And that chain reaction, I believe, is going to carry on for years to come. But I also believe that even if not, there's going to be a lot of people every Thanksgiving that's going to probably say, you know what, I'm going to call up my company's number, report I'm going to be gone for the day, and be done with it. And that's what's going to happen. That is what's going to happen. But again, you know, I believe 2015 could be the start of a chain reaction to stores closing for the holidays. So that's just my take on it. Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. I gotta get ready for work, and I'm out.